So technically we were delivering a tick from this 15-minute frame rally gap right here, and these were perfect equals. So if we still semi-swept an equal low and it's by a few ticks and there's equal highs above, then you do not short, okay? But I still was interested in these, just not until these equal highs got swept. Okay. The reasoning of my bias today, well, the reasoning I don't really have. I mean, I want to be bearish, but I don't really have a single bias here. My bias is whatever we do based off of this hourly frame rally gap. So it's all gonna depend on this FVG at open, and when the news comes out at 10, I'll kind of see how the news is.
Order submitted. Order submitted. Order canceled. Order submitted. Order submitted.
Yeah, I agree. Again, it's important to wait for the setup because just you're gonna have to. If you're waiting for a setup, I think it's best to wait 50 minutes here at least. Bud Mill, what on a higher time frame 4-hour IFG hold more than 1 hour FVG? Yeah, technically, but if you're confident about the bias, you can anticipate us to go down anyways, even at the 4-hour fair value gap has reversed. And that's just okay, I know the bias. This should work anyways. Yeah, so we have a 5-minute BPR here that price could bounce up from. So that's why I'm saying, like, if we come down here and get a confirmation long setup, I'd take it. For sure. Yeah, I mean, I want 942, Eli. I mean, to get 940, we just have to see all this violated. And without that, we cannot get 940, so. Yeah, JS. So, I mean, market maker models. I don't really see any clean market maker models now. I mean, yeah, this isn't really a clean market maker model. Typically, what you look for is Googling a picture real quick. So typically what you can look for is just something like this. And typically at the top you get some sort of fair value gap entry, then consolidation, then down. So I can't. Okay, so like this. So you get some sort of fair value gap, whatever it may be, and we get that curve. Now we have this kind of nice curve. However, there's never really an entry up here. So it's not clean to me. I mean, from a standpoint as a whole, it still technically looks like a market maker model, just not the cleanest in my opinion. And you can clearly see like the brush tool. You can clearly see like we have that curve to it. It's just a little sloppy. And the thing that makes it a good one is because we did take this high here, so there's no point in us going back to this high. And this is the low. This was the big. So if I go to the 4 hour, look at this was the swing low that created this swing high. So usually when we do get that sell, we'll hit the swing low that created the swing high, and we have not hit this yet. So that's why I'm so interested in us hitting it. So that's why, like, I know we have a BPR, but I really want us to see us just wreck through this all. No, I love the white background. I have my brightness down, so it doesn't really matter. So there is a CASD here as well. So hopefully you guys have watched T-Trade's video. So basically you got two green candles here, sandwiched between a red and a red candle, and those two green candles take out this high, and then we close back beneath those two green candles. So that's a chain of state delivery. At this point, it doesn't really matter that it's a chain of state delivery because if the bias is bullish, this wouldn't matter. If the bias is bullish, we'd still bounce off this and wreck this. But this does give us hope for maybe wrecking this, and then we can get in short. I'm curious to see how many people are in stream today. And max it was 470 yesterday. So I'm assuming there's probably 20-ish people who maybe my style doesn't fit with them or something like that, and they probably won't join today. But curious to see if it how much that drops off. You always got the people paying they're like, oh, 35 a month, that's nothing, and they'll just test out it for a couple days, and honestly, that's not gonna do you anything because you don't see you're not gonna see what I'm gonna do in 2 days. But those people are probably just join or something. I don't know. I'm guessing yes. If there is a 10-minute, then yeah, probably. Yeah, so the 10-minute would actually be the cleanest here because it's the singular fair value gap. So let me check. I want to check. Oh, finally, so those equal highs finally hit, and good. Remember yesterday, I was like, I said I wouldn't ever take this as an inversion. Or it was right here. I said I wouldn't ever take this as an inversion because I figured we'd hit these equal highs. You can see later we come up, break it, retest it, and then almost go to the equal highs and just this is the bad price action and why I don't trade Forex right here. Like if this was NQRES, I would have hit right here. Euro USD, we hit that buy side on think I posted this in gold euro. Yep. So I posted this in the Euro USD analysis. So that worked. So now, typically when this works and I see, okay, here's an inversion, we bounce off it, we hit buy side. That's really it for now. I'm not gonna. I mean, I guess you look for a short, but I wait for a new price action to form at this point. So that's gonna be done for now. No gold. Gold, I'd probably not long. It definitely looks like this is gonna be buy side gold. Only if this daily candle closes above. So if this daily candle closes above, this should buy side. If it closes above this, this would be your CISD. Because we get 2 red candles and we take out a bunch of lows on the lower time frame. But I would not long up here. I would wait for a retracement. Someone just sent me a good DM. They asked me why I wouldn't be looking at this one right here. The reason why am I not looking at this one right here? Does anyone know? It's not. No one's gonna get this answer right, but. I mean, so there's technically two, yeah. So it was violated multiple times. That's one, but there's 2 others. So no one's gonna get this probably, but it's been violated both ways, meaning we close below, close back above, and then so that's just it's not valid. It's not gonna hold much weight. The other thing is we've been respecting this fair value gap to the left for so long, and the fact that we're respecting this one means this is the external fair value gap. This is the internal fair value gap. So I'm more interested in using the external fair value gap here. If we're respecting this one, then I don't need to use this one here. Okay. Because the moment this gets violated, I know we're going to go down. So this is the external fair value gap. This is the internal. I'm always going to try to use the external fair value gap. Okay. Does that make sense? Because the external fair value gap and how much it's held makes it seem like it holds more weight for me. Also, the other thing is this does not fit my narrative. I mean, I didn't like this for long because I want to be bearish, so I didn't even draw it out this morning. So, I mean, I'm hoping it closes back below, but I think the main thing is, like, I think the main thing is, like, the internal and internal, external fair value gap. And I do have a video on that, so make sure you watch that. Why don't I like longs? I mean, it's not that I don't like longs. It's just we have news, so I don't really like anything at the moment. I'm just kind of waiting to see what happens. What do you like? What ITL are you talking, or what or intermediate term highs are you talking about, Chino? It's 3 on the 15-minute. Not sure what you're talking about. Can you give me a time? No, it's not Onarticus because the hourly never closed below it. The hourly body has to physically close below this. It has not done that yet. So what would be another good sign for us just dumping if the hourly closes below this? What's like a confluence we can add to tell us we're gonna dump? Pretty obvious, yep. So we'd also be putting in an OB as well. So if we do close below this, it'd also be formulating an OB, which is another confluence to be bearish. So we kind of got two things going here for us. 6 o'clock, 1:30. Oh, you're talking about all these. Yeah. I get what you're saying. I will talk about these at some point. Only if we really just start pumping off open and it's really obvious, like we should hit these, but it doesn't really fit my narrative right now. I mean, again, this is a trickier bias day. You're probably gonna have a lot more ICT traders like 50-50 here. That's why I'm just gonna wait to watch for like the models and the reaction off of like this and whatever. But if we come back up and we end up like just ripping back through this high and we get a long setup and we still haven't hit this, I'll probably just end up long into here. But yeah, so these are really good highs because they're all highs made inside this fair value gap. So if we're on a really obvious side buy side of the curve and we get like a really clear long setup open, this would be an amazing target that should hit. But as of right now, I mean, it doesn't really fit my narrative. I want to be bearish. I prefer shorts. I would have more conviction on shorts, but only if this hourly closed below. Okay, so it's just one of those days where you just have to wait and see what the news does and wait till you see a price action that you think is a little more high probability. And you can already see like from this CISD, it pretty much worked to this bullish rally gap. This is where it all comes down the bias now. So this change in state delivery here, I mean, it worked to some extent. Now it's really like now we're gonna have to see, okay, will it work and bring us down to these lows? Or are we gonna just wreck it back up again, which means we're probably gonna go back up to like these equal highs. And that's the reaction for I'm looking at open. So open's gonna tell us a lot here. Again, yesterday came in with a clear bias because we violated the 5-minute. It's kind of the same scenario today. Like people think, oh, we're bouncing off this. This is a clear bias long. But at the same time, this is a really good liquidity point. Okay, discount alone. It's the NVIDIA earnings low. So these are data lows. It's a really, really good liquidity pool. And that's the only reason why in the back of my mind I would still have more conviction in this because usually these do get hit. And it will look like it's gonna get hit today only if we close below this on the hourly. So a lot of you are probably like, oh, why do you want the sell side so bad? I think the main reason is because it's the lows from NVIDIA earnings, and it makes it a really good liquidity pool. It's kind of like data highs and data lows. But again, to confirm it, we need to see it close below this, and if we don't see that, well then there's no way I can short. So I really can't focus on the lower fair value gap because this is like the big fair value gap we've held 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. So this is going to be the main one you're going to want to focus on. The 15-minute looks trash. I don't like these. So I know you guys are probably wondering about this. I don't like these if there's a big red candle beneath here. And I've talked about this before. Like, this inverse is just this candle's too big and this candle swept the low. So I don't really like this if we do inverse it. Is it right here? Is it right here? If it is, you're probably on a different settings because I'm not seeing it. Unless it's tiny, which I don't think it is. All right, we got open right now. Let's see what happens. So again, the reaction off open is really going to tell me probably the bias. Again, if we really start displacing above this, we're probably going to go these equal highs. I'm not taking any position here. Okay, you're probably wondering, are you taking a position? No, I'm not. I'm going to wait for news. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to wait for news here. I'm just going to tape read for now. Oh, so we could just chop it open as well since we do have the news. So, I mean, we don't have to get good price action. It's at 10. Is it a Fed speaker or is it like actual news? Okay, it's consumer confidence. All right, cool. All right, so reaction is pretty bullish. So it does look like we're just gonna go for these equal highs. Again, I'm not taking any position. You want to wait for news. Okay. See if we put in like a fair value gap here. Another thing I like looking for it open, I actually say this a lot, is look to see if this is a fair value gap or not. Okay. A lot of times when you see these big candles and then they're closed and they don't create the gap, that's like another sign of just not great price action. So you can see that looked like it was going to become a fair value gap. Okay, now it does a little more, then it didn't, and now it does, now it didn't. So in 2 minutes and 50 seconds when the candle closes, if we form something that's going to look like a fair value gap and then it's closed at the last second, that's usually a sign of bad price action. So, I mean, right now it looks like it's going to be a fair value gap. There's equal highs. So, again, just tape reading, but looks like we will maybe come up and hit these. Again, I'm not longing. There's no long entry here. Okay, wait for news, but my tape reading, just seeing what's gonna happen. This candle close is gonna tell us a lot because if this candle closes like somewhere in this vicinity, we'll probably go straight up. If we hit these equal highs and the candle ends up closing way back down here, that would be a very bearish reaction. Okay, so it's all gonna depend on what happens in 2 minutes, in my opinion. And again, there's no entry model here. Like if you're entering here, I'm not sure what you're entering because there's not really any entry model. So again, this is a day to be patient. We had a good day yesterday. We have news at 10, so it's a really good day to be patient. And it looks like we're going to hit these. And again, the reason why this is such a good target is because it's a high formed inside of an old fair value gap. And it was a high formed in the 15-minute fair value gap yesterday. And when we go back in the buy side of the curve, typically these hit a lot. So this is the highest high out of all three of these. So this should hit. If you guys want to chase this on demo, if you're bored, just chase on demo, but don't take this on the lab count. I kind of just do that sometimes to see if I'm right, which could be, but it's not like an actual entry model, so I'll just take. Oil real quick. Oil, I think is gonna go to this red line. I've kind of had this drawn for a while, but I thought we were gonna get like a decent retracement here, but I'm not sure what chart I'm clicking. One of these oil charts never closed below this, and one of them did. So I was a little confused. But I think like this is a really good example of a sell model for you guys asking. Like we have a really clear fair value gap projection here. Okay. It's a very clear reaction. Okay, very clear sell model. Very clear consolidation and distribution. Okay. Yeah, this is just really clean. So I think we're gonna eventually go down here. Right now, nothing I'm interested in. This is way too choppy. Looks trash, so. Okay, so we got the fair value, or it looks like we're gonna get the fair value gap. And again, this is just another good sign to tell us, okay, we're gonna hit this high here. Again, is it a position I'm taking? No, because we have news, so I'm just gonna stay out. But just a good tape reading exercise while we wait for news. And again, make it like a little game with yourself. Like it could be like, how many times can I be right tape reading versus wrong? And if you track those stats, you can be like, okay, well, am I getting better over the years or am I getting worse, right? So consumer sentiment at 10. Remember, there's still 3 minutes till this close. Remember what I said about the fair value gap thing. If this comes down closing this fair value gap, that is not bullish at all. Like if you want to hit these highs, this has to stay open. And again, that's just another tape reading thing. So there's still a lot of times with this close. This could be very interesting here. Okay, so it's getting closed quite a bit here. And just this is closed all the way. I would not be interested. So we still got 1 more minute, 43 seconds. Why is this 7:30 my 3-minute fair value not a good entry? 7:39. Oh, it was a good entry. I talked about it. I just wasn't in the 3-minute at the time. Remember I talked about a pre-market? I said if this gets closed above, we should hit the equal highs, and you can see we closed above it. But look, we closed above it and hit the equal highs at the same time. See this? See how we hit the equal highs and close about the same time, so it wouldn't have been valid. And again, you got a 3-minute fair value gap here. How many people know the 2020? How many people think this looks like a good 2022 model? It does, but again, we hit these equal highs, so why would you long something like this? I'd rather see if this gets violated, that'd be a much better short. But because we swept these highs, it doesn't make sense to long. And news, obviously, so. You got news in 20 minutes. So we'll see what happens. I mean, this would be a great short if this got closed below, Eli. It's just I can't take it before the news. I'll be patient. Again, you guys can see how more patient I'm being today than I was yesterday. Yesterday I wasn't really worried about anything, so I was kind of just taking stuff, but DXY is very bearish here, but I want to be bearish in here too, so I don't really want to watch DXY. Like DXY, I already called this in Gold Forex chat, but I think we sleep the sell side here in DXY. And I want to be bearish on both, but I know people say, well, if you're bearish on DXY, you can't be bearish on NQ. That's not the case. That's only mostly true for Forex. DXY I've seen go in the same direction as NQ many times before. So I'm bearish on DXY. We should sweep this low. I already called that out in the video over the weekend if anyone watched that video I posted about DXY. But I mean I still would short this if this was inversed on NQ and the news came out, but I don't think the news is probably not going to come out by the time this is inversed. And the price is probably just going to be a little slow for the next 20 minutes. There's really nothing to say here, just tape reading until the news comes out. So I'm currently watching the 5-second chart myself on my other screen just to see what's going on, but not really. I'm not in anything. I'm not taking anything. I'm not planning on taking anything yet. Again, if we get the news and then this violates, this would be a short entry. Okay, so I will enter the short if that happens. But if this inverses before the news, I'm not touching it. Why not the 5-minute? I mean, you could use the 5-minute, but the 3-minute's just as clean. And if the bias is bearish, this should work regardless. So it looks like this is gonna work for a short here. Again, I can't take it because we have news, but I'll tape read it. I'll have to demo trade it since we have news. What the hell is this? Why am I in a position here? This must be an accident. I'm not sure what this is, but why did I long here? Oh yeah, I longed here and I forgot to sell. I think I meant to put a limit at the equal highs and I forgot. All right, so 3-minute closes in 1 minute 5 seconds. Again, if this is closed below, it should work for a short, but we've news, so I can't take it on a live account, and there it is anyway. So unfortunately, cannot take that. We've news in 15 minutes, so just kind of have to keep waiting. We'll see if this is violated at all. Again, I really want to be bearish here. I'm really looking for a dump to here, so I really want to see this destroyed through. And I don't want to see any respection of this whatsoever. Come on, please wreck this. No, it's being respected, fortunately. This IFEG is now invalid because we already took out the internal low. Okay, so we cannot short this anymore. Even if the news came out, we cannot. You cannot short this. Okay. See, this would be another great long entry right here, but we've news, so I'll have to paper trade this as well. The reason why this would be a good long, even though I want to be bearish, is because we're respecting this fair value gap, and we also hit this internal liquidity. We barely displaced below it. So even though I want to be bearish, I'd still long this, if that makes sense. It's a model, and this model is going to work almost every time that happens. So again, if there's no body close above, it's not going to matter anyways. But all right, can this news just please come out already? All right, this inverses. I'll try a demo long. Again, the reason demo is because of the news. And then the target will be these intermediate term highs up here. So this high right here. And you can kind of see we got a lot of low resistance liquidity here. So if it works, it should just accelerate. And what I'll do is I'll like place a limit here. I'll place it way down. And then the second we close above, I'll just boom, drag it up, and then I'm filled. Let's see. Do you guys see how like patient I am waiting for news though? Like again, yesterday was a day where we didn't really have to wait that much. Okay, we could just take stuff and trust it, and price action was great. But you're seeing a little bit more questionable price action today than yesterday. Okay, and that's just because we're trading before news. They want to be a lot more patient today and save your capital. Because we're still delivering out of a higher time frame for a value gap, Joaquin, and this is a clear 1 minute inversion here, so this would still work. Okay, so there it is again, demo only because the news. Yeah, hopefully the news goes in our favor. Again, if you're taking this on a live account, you're an idiot. I'm sorry. Please do not. This is not a good play because of the news. I mean, if there's no news, it would be a good play, but I'm not. You should not be taking this on a live account. Again, once the news comes out in 10 minutes, that's when I'll look for proper entries, stuff like that, but not now. Type 1 if you're going to demo this with me. Hey, the stop loss would be where? Where would the stop loss be? Yeah, close below would be the stop loss, right? So it looks like this may get stopped. Again, we'll see, but you got to realize, like, the news could literally do this. Like, the news could literally do this, and that's a loss. So that's why you don't want to enter before news, because even if the news is bullish, like a wick down like that could wreck you. So that's why you demo. All right, so again, a body close below this will be the stop out. Again, it doesn't really matter though because it's demo and we have news. So again, without the news, this would be an A+ setup. But with the news, nope, hell no. I'm not even logged into my live accounts. You should not be taking this. So there it is, and boom. So see that makes me happy because you can see, like, again, we have news that's not going to work. We could still be bullish here. But you're not going to see this respected because we have news. Okay, that's just the nature of price in this moment and the time. And we're 9:50. We're 10 minutes till news. So I'm glad you guys got to see that. Okay, if you took that on a live count, like I said, you're an idiot. I just want to make sure no one's actually doing that. So the actual entry I would be looking for here is this. If the news comes out and we end up violating this area, I will probably short. That's the only entry I'm interested in now. And this would turn into a 5-minute OB if that happened and we close below. This would be a chain of state delivery. So again, remember, this could still work to the long side. And you're probably like, well, how would it still work to the long side if we close below? Well, it doesn't matter. We close below. We got news. The news is going to do what it's going to do. So, and we still have 8 more minutes till news. So again, I really hope the news takes us down. That's my hope. But obviously, I'll have to play different if it does not. Seven more minutes until we can finally maybe get a play. Because without, it's still a model long, El Natural. We swept this low, barely displaced to it. Okay. And we were delivering from a 5-minute fair value gap. So just those two reasons. Dude, I hope we dump because I have no conviction in longs here. Like, I would have more convictions if we got a short setup. Just because that's what I want the bias to be. Those data lows down here. But if like in this situation here, I definitely, if we got a short setup, I go heavier. If we got a long setup, I go lighter, and that would just make me less emotional a little bit. Let's go. All right, keep dumping through this, please. Okay, so this is actually a really good sign. Want to just keep seeing us dump through here. We just put an OB. We closed below this, but not this. So, not really telling us anything yet. Gonna have to wait. Got a 5-minute OB there now. So hopefully that can maybe reject. Again, it's not a short setup that I would take just because we still are in these bullish PD arrays. And this is an inversion to the left as well. So again, there's just a lot of variables to play with before the news here. These market gods. I need to see this erect. This also could be considered a Judah swing up as well. So, I mean, that would make sense. But I don't know if you guys know Phantom, but he teaches how the Judah swing is delayed when we have news. Which means this might not actually be the Judah swing. The news would be the Judah swing. All right, 3 more minutes. Ladies and gentlemen. Who's in a trade here? I want to see if anyone's oh my god, Color, what trade you in, bro? Bro, why are you guys in a trade? Unless you're already in from way higher, you should not be in a trade right now. Come on, man. Oh yeah, true, Nick. Yeah, if you want to try to get a free funded, make sure to cop a few more Apex 90% off sales and full port. Like what you could do is you could full port both directions and see which one works. Forgot about that. Like literally right now, you can full port 2 accounts both directions. All right, one more minute. Still seeing kind of some resistance from this OB, but it's not going to matter. Yeah, setups are just not high probability before news comes out, in my opinion. I try not to take them before. No, it doesn't. Z slacks. Again, if you guys have 2 Apex accounts, full port, 1 long and 1 short here. They only do if it's a funded account, teenagers. If it's a funded account, do not do that. But if it's an Apex eval, I don't think. All right. Okay, so there's the news. Do not like this. Damn, dude. So it looks like it is bullish, unfortunately. So again, you can't really short here yet. There's no short setup. And very sloppy price action. There's no clear models. There's not a trade I've really been interested in today. So just gonna have to wait till we see something. I could end up not even taking anything today. Okay, like the reaction off of that. Again, I'm hoping this short works. It's not a short entry I'll take because you guys know how I trade. You want me to see this violated, but it's still something I'll watch. Again, you're gonna get you have a bunch of Fed speakers as well today, so that's gonna be interesting. So if this is violated to the upside, this is a long entry. Okay, now I don't want a long, but I might have to. If this is closed above, this should work for a long. So, I mean, I guess I'll try it light. Again, I'm gonna go way heavier on shorts if we get them. But if we close above this, I'll try it light. I'll try to bring it up to here if we can. Thing that I really see right now. Other than that, not really interested in anything. When's the first Fed speaker? Minutes. All right. Ugh, dude, why do we have so many Fed speakers today, man? Half the times we don't even get any volatility off the Fed speakers. We just get bad price action. Like, it makes me not even want to take this, but I'm going to take it anyways because that's how I trade, and I'm not going to pass this up. The higher we close here, the lighter I'm going. So, yeah, if we close right here, I'm not going to even take this. This is too high of a close now. Yeah, this is, yeah. So, it's invalid now. Yeah, so there's that play. No entry there. Would have been nice if it gave it to us. But all right, so it looks like we're finally gonna head up towards these highs. If I had to guess. So now what I'll look for is if we get like an entry in here, these highs. So we'll need to see like a bearish fair value gap form here. You get the deal, blah, blah, blah. Did anyone chase that before the close? I mean, that was probably a good chase, but not really a proper entry. Again, that would have been a pretty decent play in my opinion, but it just, yeah, didn't give us the entry. So fortunately, you cannot enter that. This is a 30-second model, right? Oh, it already played out. Ugh. So now what we're going to look for is some sort of bearish fair value gap in here. And then if that's broken, that would be another long entry. So unless we get that, not interested in long anything. Yes, sir. So again, if you're watching me and you're like me and you're not taking any trades here, okay, that's a very good sign. You are probably gonna be more profitable than people who are trading right now, because I have not seen any clean entries. This is the only clean entry I see. If you're a 2022 model trader or whatever, this is the first clean entry I've seen all morning, like longing here in general. Obviously, that's not a model, so I'm not longing this. But like from an entry perspective, this is like the first like kind of clean thing I've seen all morning. You kind of got a little breaker here. So it's a breaker block as well. But yeah, this is like the first actual clean thing I've seen. Now, have I seen a clean inversion entry? Not really. But yeah. Again, you guys know I don't long these blindly though, so I'm not. I'm just gonna watch it. Is anyone longing this breaker / fair value gap? This technically is a unicorn entry. All right. So again, the people who are, that's their type of entry. Okay, it's not my model. I don't think it's high probability enough. I wait for the inversion, but if that's you, be my guest. Again, I see these fail way too much, so I don't blindly put a limit here and hope for the best. I wait for like an actual second entry here. Again, it could still work, but not my entry model. So I'm going to wait for my entry model. Looks like we're not getting any bearish fair value gap here. So not really a good sign if I want a long. Dude, yesterday was so good, dude. Like I knew today was going to be just more. Today's good. Like the stream has been good. It's just we're not getting any entries. Like I've taken 0 trades. So it's just part of the game. Now, if this is inversed, I may try short. All right, yeah. Now this goes back to the external fair value gap thing. If this is inverse, we might only hit here, and that's not going to be a big enough move. I still want to see this inverse for a bigger short. I'm going to watch this, but man, this would be such a good long entry. If there's like a bearish fair value gap here and we violate it, that would be such a good long entry, man. Also, sometimes the fact that we don't even put a bearish fair value gap here means this is not bullish. And I know that sounds weird, but sometimes these bearish fair value gaps we create, they help us to accelerate us back up if we get them. So the fact that we don't, I mean, that's not always the case, but it's better if we do have a bearish fair value gap here, because even if the bias is bullish, those usually help us accelerate up, because you got all these guys in a bearish fair value gap being stopped out if we go back above it, so it accelerates the price more. There's not really any bearish fair value gap here to accelerate price if people get stopped out. So it's still holding the breaker. I'm not, so for you guys who are in this like breaker whatever fair value gap setup, where's your guys' stop loss? I don't even know where to put a stop on something like this. Below inversion, okay. When you blow up your account. All right, let's see if this 2-minute inverse is. If this 2-minute inverse is, that would be great, because I really want to be bearish here. And then we want to see this. I want to see this completely wrecked here. Let's go. All right, now we just need to wreck this, and then I can take a short. Please, market gods. So I'm going to watch the body here. Obviously, I want to see the body close below. This is a 30-second fair value gap. I want to see this respected as well. It's not a 30-second short. I don't think. Yeah, it's not a 30-second short, but it is a 30-second fair value gap. A short would only be if we took some sort of buy side in the 1 minute, but we did not take any high in the 1 minute. So you can see it's not valid for a short. So you guys see why I don't blindly long that now? It's just I can't trust it without an inversion. So you can see that just clearly gets wrecked. And again, I was hoping it would because of the bias, but if you're longing it, I'm not going to be like, oh, don't long this. The bias is bearish, because I don't want to influence your trades. But you can just see why I don't blindly long this. It's just not high probability for me. And I know a lot of people come from doing that. They learn about breakers or fair value gaps, and they long this unicorn entry. But again, just too inconsistent for me. We also got an M5 here too, so this is looking good if we violate this. I mean, yeah, it's an inversion long, but we're also in really choppy price action, so it's just another play when it trust. I'll draw it out though. Again, just remember, if you've taken 0 trades so far, good job. If you're gambling based off everything I'm saying, then I don't really know what to tell you because I've taken 0 trades. Do not be taking a trade here. There's nothing obvious. If you're gambling on the 90% off eval accounts, that's actually probably good because it's probably saving yourself from playing like an actual account. So if that's you, good job. So this will be in 1 minute inverse. I'm not taking it. I don't want to take longs, but it does. If you are bullish, I would take this. Oh, it just activated. The target would be here. Again, I'm not touching it, but this is technically longs. If you're bullish, please take this. Oh, dude, why? They're not giving us shorts. And let's see. Boom, there's the first target. And then the second target would probably be these highs up here. Stop should go to break even here. So, like, do you see how I'm calling out trades? So to wherever your bias is, take this trade if your bias is bullish. Right, this is not a signal service. So even though I want to be bearish, you guys should be taking that trade if you're bullish. That's a textbook trade that should work every time. Again, second target would be here. And then final target would be here if you're in. If you just look at the 15-minute, this price action is so bad right now. All right, looks like it will stop whoever got in for break even, but it did go 10 points, so that's pretty good. So this would have been the break even stop if you entered out the candle close. So who did take that and was bullish? Okay, good. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll just like take it with like a single micro just to see what happens, but I'm not going to actually take a position there if I'm bearish. So that was the only entry I've alerted today, okay? And half of you wouldn't have taken it because you're probably bearish. So this is the only possible entry that I've seen that is actually good today. If you've taken any other trades, then I mean, maybe this. No, that was one. This wasn't even an entry. Yeah, if you've taken any other trades, you're probably not trading a specific model, is my guess. But this was the only clean inversion or whatever entry I've seen today. So that's why I called it out. But again, I'm not going to take that because I'm not bullish. So not trying to go against my bias here. Again, Sai, that's if you're not sure of the bias here, that was a good move. Okay, you want to be sure of the bias, and you can clearly see how choppy this is. So, I'm not really bullish because it looks like we're just. I already explained earlier, but like we have really clean data lows down here, and it does look like we're on the south side of the curve. So, if this hourly gets violated, I'm gonna be bearish, and you can see the buys are holding so far, but my guess is we will go pretty quickly to these lows if this is violated. And it's going to make for an easy short. So that's why I kind of want down here. Again, I'll still point out the long setups as I see them. But this, I'm not going to take them, or I'll just take them with 1 micro. Yeah, so because of the choppy price action now, usually that means PM will be a little more clean. Come on, man. Just give us one trade entry, please. Or me. I should say me. Right, because half you guys just probably took that long. No, I don't. This doesn't jump out at me. This does not jump out at me at all. So I'm not gonna draw it. Did anyone full port long and short an Apex account and pass one? Damn towers. So Allie, good question. Probably not. So I have a video that explains external and internal fair value gaps. And this to me is the external fair value gap that should dump us to at least these lows. This 1 minute right here is kind of in between everything. So there's no good chance this is going to work well. When you get a fair value gap that's in between like a bunch of higher time frame ones, it's just I don't really like taking them. I like to wait till like the one holding price up is going to get broken. So DXY finally hit that sell side exactly as we thought. And you can see DXY hit sell side and NQ does absolutely nothing. So that's why I said I'm bearish on DXY, but I maybe could still be bearish on NQ. Man, Forex is popping today with all my callouts, but we've gotten like 0 with futures, so check Euro USD. And I said look for a short on Euro USD. Did we ever get a short? Oh yeah, we did. So here's a short entry for Euro USD. If you took that, this was just textbook. Target would probably be, if you want to go for like a 2R, maybe down here, but here. Did anyone end up shorting this on Euro USD? Not sure how many people trade Forex here, but just from this price action, definitely looks like we're gonna go up here, but I'm not. A lot of low resistance liquidity here. So if you have a 90% off count right here, maybe try full porting long here and then take it up to here. It should pass it if it works. But only do that if you can afford to buy another one. Because it is the last day of the sale, so I might just buy one right now, just so I could just full port something, because I don't really know what else to do. There's no accounts for my funded account or my personal account, or there's no trades. All right, let me buy an account here. All right, I'm buying an Apex account. I'm gonna try one full port if we get it, because there's no other. I can't. There's physically impossible for me to take a trade in my personal or funded here. All right. Gotta go get my wallet real quick. All right, I'll be right back. All right, we're back. Get an Apex account, and I'll full port it. I'll probably full port on the screen. Do a probably. Okay. By the way, how many people have I saved today? Like, just or helped be disciplined? Like, how many people think they would have gotten chopped up if they weren't in stream with me? Like, am I helping or? Okay, good. I mean that makes me feel happier than if I were to call a winning play right now, honestly. All right, I just bought a count 50K count, so again, like some of these streams, this is where people get triggered because, like, I'm not an alert service, and there will be days where I physically cannot alert anything. Like, I can't. There's nothing to alert here, and they'll be like, "Oh, why isn't he alerting?" And then they never join the streaming. Dude, I want to. I don't know if I'm gonna get this counter time. If I do, I'm probably gonna end up trying along. I'll get an email when it's like activated, right? I really think along's gonna work here, but I don't know if I'm gonna get it in time. Fortunately, we got a little tiny 1 minute inverse here. I think it's gonna come. Yo, what's up? This is what Goonie calls full port Friday. What, bullish or bearish? Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we go up and take out the slow resistance liquidity only if this is violated. We need to see this 1 minute violated. If not, then I'm not going to think that. But you can see how like algorithmic this is. Usually these algorithmic trend lines break, so that's why I'm thinking that. So I just want to see acceleration through here. Without acceleration through this or close above this, it's not really valid for long. And I know it's tiny, but this is definitely going to be very telling if we break it. Damn, I'm not going to get the counter time. Yeah, it'll tell me if my account's set up, I think. I got the email. All right, it's probably going to come right now. No. I'm hoping it like saves the close for when I get the account. No, stop it. Bro, when this runs, this is really going to run. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to make it, guys. I'm sorry. I keep refreshing my email. I'm getting nothing. All right, this is actually a good sign. We could get another inversion here. Let's see. We take out those 4 equal lows. So the fact we take out those 4 equal lows, if we get a bearish fair value gap here back to the upside, that would be a good sign. All right, perfect. So I want to see this remain open as a fair value gap. I still don't have the account, so if I get the account and we're inversing this, then I'll end up shorting anyways. But for now, it just looks like this would be a better full port long if we got it. Of course, we still haven't gotten it yet. There's no long entry, but if we hold this and then violate this, that'd be your long. And then if we violate the 5-minute, that would be the short. So we'll see which one happens first. I'm leaning long here just because this low resistance liquidity, but all right, let me try logging in one more time. I probably should not be doing this right now, the full port thing, because people are gonna take it seriously, but it is what it is. All right, I got it now. Let's go. My 27th eval account. Apex 27, baby. All right, that brings up a good question. What's like the highest number of eval accounts someone has here? I'm curious. 19, 29, 29, okay. 30, can I need to beat 36? 49, can I need to beat 49? All right, sale. Leo, wait, 269, are you serious? 98? Also, the more eval accounts you have, the more profitable you probably are. That's my guess. You probably, like, there's some people with like 100 Apex accounts who've gotten at least 1 payout or 2 payouts, and it makes up for all of them. But, like, I have 27, and I'm like 10 times over, like, profitable with the accounts I've bought, and so it doesn't really matter. But, all right, maybe it's not true. I don't know, man. Yeah, just across companies or just Apex itself. All right, so we ended up closing the fair value gap there. No long entry available. So this is the account. What I'll do is it's 50K account. So like I'll let you just execute on stream only if we get the long set up here. Oh, it's not available in Ukraine. Has anyone logged out of a live account today already because they see this price action and they're like, okay, I'm not trading this? If we don't get anything by 11, I'm logging out of my live account. I mean, I'm still logged in just in case, but yeah, if you are logged out, probably a better idea. Again, this has been a very, very good stream, not because of the plays or the education, but because of the discipline I'm trying to show you guys. And I'm calling like various things out, but I'm also explaining how, like, okay, this isn't super high probability, it might work, blah blah, but you're getting choppiness, etc. Like this, for example, I was bearish, so I was bearish, so I don't take this long. It works for 10 points, but you can see it just comes right back down. Even this one, I called this one out. I said I was going to take this light, but the candle closed above, so it never gave me an entry opportunity. And I think those are the only 2 I called out. And then this one I took on demo, but we had news, so I couldn't take this on live account. We had news right after, so this was not allowed to be taken. But you can see all these little things. They're like little setups, and even though some are good setups, there's a lot of other outside factors that just make them not great. So yeah, I'll probably get off stream, and we're probably gonna make like a 100-point move after. All right, let's see. This is gonna be the full port. This is gonna be absolutely stupid, but hey, we're bored. Last day 90% off sale. Gotta do something, man. If you don't want to waste money on another account, what I suggest doing is just watch and watch me. You can laugh if this fails, or you could demo it with me. I don't really care. But should I take 10 contracts or 5? Yeah, I'm taking 10. We're going full port. All right, not yet. Okay, yeah, so not gonna give us to it yet. Well, I'm gonna long if we break this free rally gap. If not, then I'm not. Maybe. I will short. I will short if this is violated. I'm just waiting for either one to trigger. All right, let's see. So if this triggers first, I'm shorting instead. So 5-minute close is in 3 minutes 49 seconds. All right. Okay. See. Let's see. Let's see. And this risk reward would actually not be terrible because you could try doing something like this here. Like you could try holding till down here. This would be like a 6R right here. But again, it's only if we get a close beneath. Again, whichever one happens first, we'll have to wait and see. Got a bearish for rally gap here now. Should we change our long entry here? Dude, are we moving our long entry down here? We could. I feel like this would be more high probability, and the reason I say that is because this, if we get a long entry here, it's gonna bring us up to this LRLR, and we might do here. This is what's gonna happen. This is a good learning experience. What's gonna happen is we're gonna do this, consolidate, boom, 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 and then we'll go up. Versus if we wait for the entry, the higher entry here, we'll probably just, if we violate this, we're probably just gonna shoot like up 10 points right away. You guys see what I'm saying? So I'll probably just wait for this one. I'll tape read this one though. Yeah, this is 100% gambling. That's why I just bought an account for $15. I'm not trading a fund or anything here. That's just stupid. Again, the difference between profitable and unprofitable traders is unprofitable traders will trade a live account or funded today. They'll be like, oh, this doesn't look bad. They'll try a trade. Profitable traders will be trading evals today. Okay. I guarantee you there's probably a few profitable traders in here who's like, okay, this price action sucks. I'm going to see if I can take a few eval trades. And it's a lot less emotional. All right. Looks like we're going to get the close above. All right. All right. All right. Damn it. Okay, so I'm going to take it here. That was a horrible fill. Horrible fill, dude. Did anyone see that? Why did that just fill me there? And then target's going to be here, I guess. That was literally the worst fill of all time. I literally bought right here. And we already hit this internal liquidity, so this does not look good. Bro, that was outrageous, dude. Why did it fill me right there? Okay, so we should go hit this high. Let's see. Let's end him out. Boom, baby, let's go. The full port worked. Yeah, I told you if we ran that, we were going to accelerate. Easy pass. Oh, that's so funny. And we should keep going up here, in my opinion. Yep, there's that intermediate term high. Boom. Easy full port play, baby. So that was the first play I actually took, and it worked. So that was really nice. Unfortunately, I only made 2K on that. Maybe I should have held a little longer. Oops. I only have 1K left, but that's fine. I'll be able to easily get that. That's rip to anyone who left. That's all I'm gonna say. Bro, I had to. Bro, I had to do my boredom. I had to fight my boredom. So see how disciplined I am, and then I finally trade when we get the boom. Like someone texted me this the other day. They're like, "How do you always know when the market's about to move a big move?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I just know." Yeah. Again, all that LR buildup told me we're probably gonna break those highs. So, I know Mithy was looking short, but that was definitely not. I mean, that made more sense for the long to work there, just because all this LR buildup, a lot of stop losses here. We were delivering out of a 5-minute BPR or whatever. So, yeah. If anyone held, you're probably all right. Good night, Goonie. Yeah, no problem. So again, even though I wanted to be bearish, right? You can just see that I couldn't really. I was just taking whatever trigger hit. If you ever used to trade options, you always used to see people's watch list. It was like SPY under this. I'm gonna short SPY over this. I'm gonna long. Now those were levels. You can do the same thing with ICT, but with a lot more meaningful levels. And that was a pretty meaningful level to me. So I figured once this broke, we just accelerate up, right up, if that makes sense. Like I mean, I guess you could say my bias was bearish there, but I mean, it really wasn't because I was willing to take either way. And we got the long way, so I took the long. So, yeah. Dude, who cares, Moshid? Um, I am logging out of my topstep account here. I need one more $200 a day. I didn't get a setup I liked for that account today, so I just logged out there. Gonna log out on my other funded as well. So this is usually when I log out. It's almost 11 o'clock. That was a pretty big move, so I'm not really gonna be interested in the rest of the day. So logging out of both accounts. Goodbye. Goodbye, X. All right, that's that. So yeah, I'm probably done. I'm gonna be on live stream for a little longer. I don't really get off early these days. I like to see what happens. If we close above this without hitting this high, this would be another good long right here. Okay, you're gonna see this should work. And let's see. So there it is. So we never close. So look, All right, so now it's not. Now it's invalid because we're gonna close and we already hit the high, so now it's invalid. So RR is bad. However, why do I point this out to you guys still? Why do I still point that out even though the RR is bad? It's 100% winner almost every time, yes, but there's another reason. Kind of education, yeah, but there's another reason. Why do I point this out even though the RR might suck? Because it still is proof. It still is proof that like these methods work no matter how bad the RR is. It's still gonna help you in the long run. Like time is fractal. If this was on a 4-hour chart, that could have been a 50, 100-point move still, and then you just go to the lower time frame and look for an entry. So that's why I still point it out, because I don't care if you're in a play or not. If you can tell your uncle who looks at a chart, he invests in stocks and he just invests off of macro. If you're with your uncle or whatever and you're telling him, okay, I know the market has hit this high because we closed above this. He'd be like, well, how do you know that? You can't predict the market, but you can. Like, even though it's not a play you take, it's still something you can predict. And to have that ability still feels really good. So I still point it out. Does that make sense? So I'm always still going to point those out, even if it's bad RR. I mean, because it's still something you want to see work. It's still something that's telling you what I'm teaching you is going to work. Okay. Or the algorithm has a footprint. Yep. So again, now this inversion isn't even valid because we already took this high. So I'm just going to delete it off my chart. Again, someone asked me earlier, like, when do you delete fair value gaps off your chart? I mean, I'm going to delete this off my chart because we took this high, so I'm not even looking for this to be used in an inversion anymore. The fair value gap I draw now is this. This would be really good short if we inverse this. If you leave Discord for a month and come back, do I pay the new price? Unfortunately, yes. If you, but maybe I could give you an exception. Are you going on vacation or something? No. Oh, wait. Actually, that's a very good question, Jody. Yes, I would. If we ever have a ton of low resistance liquidity building up in an example like that, you can jump in the lower time frame sometimes because you're still expecting the break no matter what time frame we get the entry on. So yes, I would say yes. Does that make sense? So like you can clearly see right here, okay? Like we knew this low resistance liquidity is probably gonna break. And it did give the 30-second inversion, so you could have jumped in here. So yeah, that's a really good question. And you can see, like, we never really got any other ones, right? I mean, we got one right here, but what was the problem with this? What's the problem with this inversion here? Off of what I just explained. Why is this better and not this one? No, not already failed. Why didn't this inversion work in live time here? Like, why would I be more interested in this one? No. I mean, yeah, that's actually one reason, Ronaldo. One equal lows. We had 5 equal lows down here. And then there's one more thing. This is a little more advanced answer. What was here versus what was here? No. Yes, liquidity. What about liquidity, Benelli? Yes, Doc got it. There is much more LRLR to be broken off of this one, and there was like none here yet. Like there was really 2 highs built up here. Versus here, there was like 7 highs built up. So once you start getting that actual low resistance liquidity, like a bunch of highs, you feel more confident. Does that make sense, you guys? So we didn't really have a lot of LRLR built up here. But down here, we had a lot more LRLR built up. It's just LRLR is when we get a bunch of consecutive highs and like, see how we get high here, high here, high here, high here, high here. So once one of these high breaks, you're stopping a bunch of people out. And usually when we stop these guys out, you'll stop these guys, stop these guys, stop these guys. And all this is a stop run right here. ICT long that 5-minute NES. And you can see the bullish SMT finally played out, kind of. What ICT long this right here? Wait, this, oh, probably this one. Bro, of course. I really like my comment. Oh, wait, damn it, he doesn't even have comments on. Oh, wait, yeah, he does. Oh, he does. I'm gonna comment. I really like my comment. What should I say? I commented, good job, Daddy ICT. Oh, well, damn. Oh, well. All right. Well, really nothing else I'm interested in here. I'm just going to watch this fair value gap, see what the reaction is from here. And yeah. The chain to stated delivery for that move. I don't really see any good ones, to be honest. Actually, wait, yeah, I did. This was right here. So we got our down candles. We purchased low. So we purchased low. And then we also held this fair value gap. So this would be the change in stated delivery, a close above this. Makes sense to you guys who have watched the video? This will not make sense to you if you have not watched C-Trade's video. I'm telling you that right now. It's probably the same. Yeah, same in the 5-minute right here. It wasn't really on the one. I mean, it was on the 1 minute. It was this right here. It changes based off every time frame. I think the 5-minute looks the cleanest.